What's going on, guys? This is Nick, aka November, coming at you for another round of my November news series. And I got lots of cool stuff to talk about today, so without further ado, the first thing I've got to talk to you guys about today is Season 2 of Iron Fist may see the title character donning the iconic costume from the comic books. Den of Geek caught up with star actor Finn Jones, and this is what he had to say. The thing with all these shows is not that we're shy to bring the costumes out. It's just that we want them to feel authentic when it does happen. Jones goes on to say that using the costume for his character from the very beginning would have been ridiculous. He also adds that the origin story of his character, started in Season 1 of Iron Fist, will be finished by the end of the Defenders series. Jones states that by the end of the Defenders, Danny Rand will be ready to assume the costume, as well as fully assume his role as the Iron Fist. So there's really no confirmation for 100% on this yet, but I mean, I'm very excited personally to see Danny Rand don the Iron Fist costume in the upcoming Iron Fist Season 2. I've always been a pretty big fan of that costume, so it'll be cool to see even some kind of adaptation added. Next thing I want to talk to you guys about is the upcoming film Hellboy: Rise of the Blood Queen. This film will be a reboot of the franchise with David Harbour from Stranger Things as the title role. In an interview with MTV News, Harbour explained that the R rating will allow them to take new risks, particularly in subject matter. Harbour is stated as saying, "It goes R for a bit of gore and horror, the mature themes of it." He goes on to state that the film will be character-driven and go into emotional depths with the character by saying it really is a story of a man going through this horrible conundrum, and we really get to go in deep with him. So it looks like this upcoming installment to the Hellboy franchise is going to be very character-focused, and I'm a pretty big fan of David Harbour, and I really can't wait to see what they do with this film. It even has the blessing of former Hellboy Ron Perlman, so I really don't think you can go wrong with that. This weekend, just so you know, the trailer for Steven Spielberg's adaptation of Ernest Cline's novel Ready Player One has been released, and it is pretty friggin' epic. I would definitely check it out in the links down below. Jared Leto is in talks to play Bloodshot in the Sony Valiant digital film adaptation of that character, and it is stated that it will be the second in a 5-film series being done by Sony and Valiant Digital. It has been confirmed that Frank Castle, aka the Punisher, will be donning the War Machine armor in the events of Marvel's Legacy. It has been suggested that the Thor Ragnarok post-credit scenes may include Thanos, the Black Order, or even Guardians of the Galaxy. It is stated that Todd McFarlane would like Leonardo DiCaprio to play the Twitch character in his upcoming Spawn film. And the last thing I want to talk to you guys about today is Secret Invasion going to be the main storyline for Avengers 4? Rumors have been circulating that this will be the case ever since Marvel announced that the Captain Marvel movie will include the shape-shifting alien Skrulls. As well, it has been stated that the Captain Marvel film will be adapting the Kree-Skrull War. As well, it has been confirmed, and I think we all know this by now, that the Captain Marvel film will be taking place in the 1990s. The Skrull are shape-shifting green aliens that were first introduced in Marvel Comics in Fantastic Four #2 back in 1962. The most recent and possibly most prominent story arc involving the Skrulls in the Marvel Comics universe was Secret Invasion back in 2008. Armed with the knowledge of Earth's superhumans, the Skrulls mounted a secret invasion. They captured and replaced many superheroes and villains, as well as members from organizations such as S.H.I.E.L.D. and even Hydra. In this, the Marvel Universe was shrouded in mistrust and suspicion, as anyone could have been a shape-shifting alien Skrull. Now, these little tidbits of information do give us a little bit of a service. For one, having Captain Marvel set in the 90s and having the Skrulls as the primary protagonist in that film allows for effective foreshadowing of the existence of the Skrull aliens within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It does, on the other hand, raise some questions as to where has Carol Danvers been since the events of her own film? As well, what have the Skrulls been up to throughout the history of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? There are breadcrumbs being left throughout the MCU, sparking rumored excitement by fans. Also, rather than being a single story arc living in the confines of just the Avengers 4 film, and this film could be used as a setup for the events of Secret Invasion to unfold, as this storyline could be used as a slow burn throughout the Marvel Cinematic Universe properties post Phase 3. The final thing I did want to add to this story is it does seem that there is a casting notice for Avengers 4 in Tokyo at the moment. It does ask for slim-built actors and states that it will require prosthetics, so this very well could be a casting call for Alien Skrulls. And I wanted to add that in the Secret Invasion comic storyline, Elektra is the first Skrull that is discovered, and she is the leader of the Hand at the time in the comic books. So in that respect, it does make sense that Avengers 4 may be shooting scenes involving Skrulls in Tokyo. And if this does wind up being the case and Elektra again is the first Skrull found, I think it would be a very clever way for Marvel to include their Netflix series with their big film adaptations. All in all, I guess we're just going to have to wait and find out, guys, but I am personally very excited for the possibility that Secret Invasion may be taking place in the MCU, but again, we'll just have to wait and find out. As usual, you guys can find links in the description of this video on all the stories I talked about, and if you ever want to stay on top of the stories I talk about on November News, you can check out November Sierra on our Facebook page. That's about all I got for you guys today. I hope you found this episode entertaining, if not at the very least informative. And like I always say, kids, if you're doing it right, you're not getting older, you're just getting better. I'll catch you guys around.